Yes, hey, amazing people. Yes, here we are talking about love again, but not the good love or the sweet love. There's a tilting to the negative side, but we're going to dive into that. Growing up, I really had this connotation or the thinking that love is so sweet and it's so good. You know, every girl dreams in being in wearing a wedding gown and then getting down the aisle and then having a fabulous marriage. And I think someone has set those timelines and achievements and milestones, and we think, you know, that is how life is going to progress. However, you get to a place in life and you get the pinch of what love really is, and then you find out that, oh, okay, there's a sweet side and then there's the other side. So the other side, the Bible says in Corinthians that love is kind, love is not arrogant, and you know, it does not think of its own, it's not self-centered, it's not egocentric. And but again, so many times the gauge goes the other side. And when it goes the other side, that is when we get people who are obsessed. That is when we get people who are toxic. That is when we get people who are really egocentric and narcissistic. And that is when, even taking away all those titles, people do things without premeditating or thinking about them in the heat of the moment and the heat of the passion. And we all know what love does. When love comes in, the warmth it brings, the heat it brings, and how you want to possess something like it's an object or someone like they're an object. And then that is when the tilting happens and wrong things happen. People have been killed, people have been beaten, people have been, you know, battered. A lot of things have happened. And that is where we want to ask, why is this becoming a trend? The crimes of passion, why are they becoming a trend? Why now? Why are they so rampant? What are we doing wrong? Okay, where do people run to? What solutions can we give to them? That's the questions that you and I should be asking, and then we should be able to provide these solutions. And to provide these solutions today with me is the one and only Roger. I think we should have had the drum rolls. Yes. Okay, so he did that himself. So we have a one Roger Mugisha. It's an honor to have you here.
Thank you. Pleasure.
As a solution provider. Yes, we want to dissect this, and I can't wait to hear what you have to bring on table. And then we have the beautiful, the beautiful Zaitun Kachama. And we've had a lot about Zaitun Kachama and then Roger Mugisha in the world of solution, in the world of evolving, in the world of growth. They're not new to us. And so I believe as we have this conversation, place yourself somewhere, find solution, and then be a river. Do not be a reservoir. When you get something that is good, a nugget, make sure that you pass it on. The Twitter handles are buzzing, and then we have YouTube going. Make sure that you fall in and give us what your take is. And it's possible that you're going through this. You've been bitten, and maybe a friend of yours has been killed, and then someone else is being held captive somewhere. So we need to hear all that so that we can have an informed conversation and so that you can have the solutions. Okay, so let's get in the big W's. And one of them being, why is it rampant right now? Why is it trending right now? We're getting so many hashtags in the news stories. Why now?
Well, let me go first on this one, because I'm looking at what has been happening in our society over the last 20 years. And one of the things that I think is the reason why it is magnified now is because also the way we communicate in media, we have a lot of self-broadcast, and
oh yes,
we have a lot of self-broadcast, and almost everybody with a phone is a journalist.
No, I mean, Facebook is asking you what's on your mind.
What's on your mind?
Thank you. So even the technology is asking you questions. So where previously people kept these things, you know, on the low, on the shoe, from our own African tradition, we like to keep certain things private.
Calling it dirty linen. You don't wash your dirty linen in the public.
Yes, you find people don't want to talk about things which may turn out to be embarrassing or what. But I think what has amplified it and given it a lot of presence is the fact that you can share it. two people are fighting and I'm filming, and then I blast it on, and people who are not
Instead
even
of saving the
concerned.
situation,
Yes, they're like,
you're actually
oh,
filming
I'm
it.
Okubye.
People are
It's
looking for content.
yeah, people are just looking for content. So it appears as if everybody's fighting, it's just
The
too much.
commotion.
Yes, too much love, passion crimes, and it's it's at that level of amplification.
Wow.
I wouldn't also go so far from what Roger is saying, that so much is now being like amplified. Things are going out of proportion. And today we are in a position whereby the bad news like runs faster.
Yep.
The bloody things sell more. And to the extent that people want even to make money out of these stories. So we are thinking that
Who is getting more likes? Who is
more
getting
likes,
followers?
and the tabloid
Yes.
should be selling. So we want to not to blame, but we still want to think that it's not as much maybe as it looks like, because we want to think that the world is a little safe. But the fact that it can be shared by anybody, anytime,
Anywhere.
anyhow, not edited. Because then you could
No
edit some-
borders, no boundaries.
Exactly. So it's maybe it's a good point to start. That when do we even need to kind of like demoralize it a bit, or reduce it a bit, or regulate it a bit, because there is no editing. I'm here. I shoot myself. Even whether it's graphic, whether it is real, whether it is not real, it is out there
To
for
be given
anybody
to
to
you.
everybody to take in.
Wow. Now, I want to find out, because again, there's a time in my life as a young girl, you have all these suitors coming towards you. And for my case, some of them pastors, some of them, just random people coming at me. And then most of them had this belief, and I don't know where men get that from, where someone just has a sense of entitlement, as in, now that I see you here, it has to be a direct yes. So I remember in some of those incidents, one particular one where I said no to someone. Someone has been a friend around, church setting, and all of a sudden this time they call you and they're telling you their heart. And after telling me their heart, definitely I knew it was a no. But I wanted to, cool them down first, and then maybe I can give the bad news. But when I gave the bad news, this person snapped. Okay. And on snapping, of course, they're asking, who is it? Who is in your life? I've not seen anyone. I was like, it's none of your concern. You shouldn't, you don't have to know anyone in my life. But again, when I look back at that scenario in hindsight, I'm like, okay, something could have gone wrong in that moment. If someone had given themselves too much hope of possession, like to possess me as an object, and now I was telling them there's someone else in the picture, oh, I'm already taken, I'm not on the shelf. The snapping and the way they looked like they were an angry lion, like ready to devour and ready to tear you apart. I was like, whoa, okay, wait a minute. I didn't see this coming. If I had mentioned someone, that means an acid would have followed.
Exactly.
Or maybe a shooting. People buy other people to shoot them. So I asked myself in this generation, because I don't count myself to be really this generation, current generation. But again, right now, I'm seeing so many of those things, just like we said, we're publicized and they're everywhere. Where are they coming from? Like, what are the roots? What are the triggers? So that someone that is seated there can know that, oh, okay, I need to be very careful, because the next thing is, where do we run to? Do you even run? Because some of us see danger and we just entertain it. We stick around, like we're not concerned.
We don't even know how bad it's going to turn into. Some people can't envisage where it is going, because we were discussing as we were coming in here that why would you taunt somebody? Why would you say bad things? One bad thing after the other. You are ugly, you are stupid, you are poor, you are bad at, you say so many bad things and this person is, the anger is growing and growing in your face, but you stick in there. And this is someone in a closed room. Because if it was in the park, maybe where you could easily run, but someone is abusing somebody
that audacity.
In a bedroom, closed. The door is closed. And this is a woman against a man, where we would think that the woman probably knows that if this guy got her like this, probably she would be dead. But she says, you are this, no wonder you're this. And so you are saying, how come someone cannot sense that now this is time to run?
Yes, yes,
Or
yes.
this is time to keep quiet or shut up. This is time to maybe apologize, because maybe it calls for you like, I think, maybe I've been like doing it so much. I withdraw, I'm taking my words back, but someone continues to, to bombard and bombard
Throw
to the extent
bullets.
that girls today can even go ahead and slap. She goes ahead and slaps the guy like, and this, what is the centimeter between death and you get it? So where is it coming?
We should bring rulers into this conversation.
Like you've been asking, where is it coming from? Me, I want to start a bit like by saying that we need to go back and put ourselves in the position of being human beings. Human beings. If it needs to go back in class and we understand what are the characteristics of a human being. Because even a dog,
what's termed as abnormal and what's normal? What are the perimeters?
What are our faculties? A human being has intellect. We have this we have the sixth sense, whereby you can even smell danger, where you can read between the lines,
But
where you can,
I'm thinking
Red
this
flags.
generation is a bit insensitive.
insensitive, and we are turning out to be worse than animals. Because when a dog senses danger, when a cat senses danger, but us, it's like some of you, like we said, some people entertain it. They love the danger, the dangerous.
The thrill
Maybe
that
because some of
comes
them
with
are
it.
looking for this news, but this news is going to kill you. You're going to lose your beautiful nose.
I was-
You understand, eh?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was
Not
reading
life.
I was reading something interesting about how we emulate the people we hate.
Okay.
Yeah, and you never know the person you choose to be your enemy or the person you dislike the most. Chances are when you find yourself in a similar situation, you'll do what they did
Exactly
because you
what
don't
they
know
did.
anything else. So a lot
like
of the
monkey see,
behavior-
monkey do. Like you have seen it being done.
Yes,
So
so
it's
it's
the
like-
quickest thing.
What did Jimmy do when they pointed a finger at him?
Slapped.
He slapped or he yelled or he and we're growing up in a society now which has more single mothers than fathers.
Yes.
Absentee parents, and so a lot of I like to call them awkward moments. People don't know how to deal with awkward moments because they never had a mentorship or they never had somebody to follow.
They've been told to avoid them.
Yeah, avoidance, yes.
Yeah, now they are running away from anything good. They're terming it narcissistic. They're terming it toxic. They're terming it, as in they have those trending names,
the X's.
but not to sit, because back then you would sit in the pain and learn how to cope and learn how to
And
fight
deal
your
with it.
way through it. Right now, someone thinks, I don't want to be depressed. Like depression is an easy scapegoat for people, and so
I don't want stress.
that's really important.
So we are at a place now where you have, it's one of those things where everybody looks around and says, okay, since I don't know any better, I'm living my life. It's my life. It's my choice. It's my this. They create their own
Self-love.
Yes,
judge me.
yes. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. But don't judge me is an excuse for I don't know what to do. It's a quiet
That's
way of
true.
saying,
That's true.
it's like I
Don't
don't know.
judge me. In other words, I don't know any better.
So like yeah.
So don't have any
So like
expectations.
if I make mistakes, work with me.
And the thing is,
I like that.
yes, some people will be forgiving, but the world is not forgiving. Generally, it is not forgiving. It will still put you in your place.
Exactly. The nature, the way things have been. If only we understood that there are so many things that have been done, we are not going to do any new thing at all. Because this violence has been here. We all believe that there was Cain and Abel. We read about the ladies who came to Solomon's, castle, and they wanted to the baby story.
Yeah, there's a lady that was killed. Is that Uriah in the battlefield? King David.
that's
That was
David.
it's still a
So
passion.
these
killing.
Bathsheba's husband.
Yes.
So we want to tell the people who are watching us today that there's no new thing that is going to happen. Actually, I was talking to some young people and I was telling them the only new thing today is your success. But if you've been battered, if you've been raped, if you've been dropping out of school and all the failures
Nothing
that
new
could
under the
happen,
sun.
that is not news. Actually, they rub it under the carpet so fast. But you get your 4, you get your aggregate, you get the excellent, be excellent at anything. And everybody will be woo,
Celebrating
woo.
you.
So if you go into these situations, open-eyed, you even people even have guns. Let's go and hit. Let's go and do it. And at the end of the day, you are the one who
heat
breaks
of the
your
moment.
leg.
Yeah.
You're the one who is hit with a bottle on your head.
Or a bullet.
And then people will be like, now this one is a loser. How could you go in such a battle? Why did you go in there when you could not? So you are not going to do any new thing today apart from protecting yourself.